Fernando Tatis Jr., he was speaking to the media just about this season and why the season has gone the way it has. And Fernando said, for 5 months, we were like, we need to make it happen. Come to the field, work, make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. We didn't make it happen. So I feel like we just said, F it. And we just went out there, play baseball, and play as kids. And he kept reiterating that. In when he was talking to the media on Wednesday, like it feels like, they're just playing with a smile on their face now. They're playing to have fun. Probably feels like the pressure is off, like I have said, because they know that a lot of things have to happen. There's nothing to lose for them. It's already been lost. So just go out there and play this game for like the reasons why you got into this game, because it was a fun game, because you enjoyed playing it as a kid. And that's what Fernando believes. Like, because like the pressure's off, they're just being out there saying F it and going out there and playing baseball, playing like they did when they were kids. Now, Xander Bogaerts disagrees with that. When he was talking to the media as well on Wednesday, and he didn't really agree with that either. He thought that that you always play to win. But I think there is some truth to that assessment from Fernando that, yeah, this team, it feels like they're playing a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more freer, and you wish that would have happened earlier on in the season. Like, if you thought that, oh my gosh, we have so much pressure and you're pressing, you're pressing, you're pressing. If you know that you're pressing, and maybe this is easier said than done, it probably is easier said than done. But if you know that you're pressing and you're not having fun playing baseball when you're losing to the Royals and the Reds and the Nats and all that, then why didn't they realize that then, or recognize, if they did recognize it, why didn't they change it and be like, we're not having fun playing baseball, are we right now? We're not having fun. So we got to change this. Let's go have fun. Let's go put a smile on our face today. Juan Soto, I know a lot of the times you see him smiling, and maybe that rubs some fans the wrong way because it's a losing season. Why are you smiling? Fernando likes to smile a lot. But like Fernando, there was times this year where it's like he's not, it doesn't seem like he's having fun playing baseball. And I get it. Losing is not fun. They probably shouldn't have had fun at that point in time because they weren't playing good baseball. Of course, you shouldn't be having fun. But if you're recognizing that you having that like straight face and you're clenched all the time, it's not working, then why not try to change it? And in all those 8, 9 team meetings that were had, maybe it was relayed. And maybe someone, Musgrove or Manny, whoever stepped up and said, hey, let's go play like we're playing Little League. Let's go play like we were when we were kids. Like, this is a fun game. Let's remember that, right? We get to play baseball. We get to get paid millions of dollars to go play a kid's game. Let's go have fun. Because I know I obviously didn't play at the big league level. I'd never played professionally, didn't play in college, nothing like that. But there were times for me where I remember it was like, man, I'm not having that much fun. And I need to switch that back to, I need to start having more fun again. Why did I get play? Why did I start loving this game in the first place as a kid? It was because it was fun to me. I loved it. And when that love gets out of the game, that's going to make it probably a lot harder for these Padres players to want to come to work and, feed off of positive energy from each other. And there were times this year it felt like there wasn't that positive energy that you saw from other teams in baseball. And those other teams may have been winning, so it's easier to have that positive energy, just like the Padres. It feels like now they have that positive energy. But how about earlier in the year when they had the sombreros and all that, right? It was fun. They didn't have the best record, but they were having fun, right? So next year, hopefully this year is a lesson for this Padres team. Regardless of what happens next year, bad start to the season, whatever, don't care what other people think and go back to trying to have fun. Put a smile on your face going into every day. I'm not saying you should be laughing like they did earlier this year in the dugout when you're getting swept by the Dodgers. That was a bad look. But I'm talking about, okay, if one day's not going well, okay, maybe you're not having fun that day. But the next day, don't let that carry over to the next day and to the next day and to the next day. It's a new day, and probably go have that smile on your face to start that day. And it sounds stupid, but maybe that will help this Padres team. and just relax more because there's still going to be pressure. And maybe some Padres fans are like, "Ooh, that's not what I wanted to hear from Fernando." Like, it seems like the pressure got to this Padres team a little bit, or maybe got to Fernando because he's speaking from his point of view. That's not what I want to hear because there's still going to be a lot of pressure on this team next year because it's still going to be a talented roster regardless of who leaves. It's still going to be a talented roster. There's still going to be expectations, and this city is going to really want this team to win, especially after what has happened this season. So it's like, oh, well, you better handle the pressure much better than you did next year, or what much better than you did this year. You better handle it better next year because if you don't, then we're going to be in trouble. But hey, this is a learning moment for this Padres team. Hopefully, they grow from this, or maybe they can embrace the pressure next year instead of like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, there's so much pressure and they're so tight. Maybe embrace it and be like, no, pressure is a privilege. And yeah, again, have that smile on their face. And we're here because we're talented. And don't view it as like a negative thing. Go view it as a positive thing. Like, yeah, there's pressure on us, but that's because we have a whole city behind us and they're all here rooting for us. And we have a talented roster. We believe in ourselves and we're going to work hard and go out and do this. We're confident in ourselves. We're playing baseball. Pressure's okay. There's a lot of people that would love to be in this position. Maybe that's the mentality that they go in with next season. But we'll see. But that was an interesting quote from Fernando. I hope that this year is definitely a learning lesson from this Padres team or for this Padres team. Maybe they should go into the beginning of the year next year and just be like F it, have that F it mentality. Because maybe that's what they need is to play looser. And I'm not saying you don't care and you don't work hard, but maybe realize again, going back to why you're playing this game in the first place. Because you loved it when you started playing it, you know? And you have a whole city behind you. So view it from the positive perspective next season. I think is probably what my message would be to this Padres team. Not that any of them are listening, but that's what my message would be to this team.